If you are looking for day 8 of the live art journaling and self-development Advent Hop, then you are in the right place. Hey guys, it's Erin with Happily We Go. And I am so excited to be a part of this Advent Hop. Now I will put the link for the Facebook group down in the description box below. There are a bunch of amazing YouTube artists who are going to show you some tips and tricks for art journaling. Be sure to follow everybody on the list and you might just win yourself a prize. So now for my project, I got to thinking about the holidays and all the packaging from the gifts that we receive. And one of the things I love actually getting is all of this plastic. They come on Barbies or, a lot of the toys that my kids get. So I've, over the years, just cut it out to use it in different projects. I've used it for stencil making. You can use your Cricut or just by hand cutting stencils. And they hold up really, really well. Another thing I love to use it for is washi bookmarks. Now this is just one of those skinnier pieces of plastic and I rounded the edges and then you just take washi tape and wrap it around it and it's a simple gift that you can pop in the mail to any of your special friends. Another thing I like to use the clear pieces for is shaker cards. Now this is actually a magnet that I made and I do have a video for that. I'll link it down in the description box below. But it's great for shaker cards, it's inexpensive and a fun way to reuse that plastic. With art journaling, I've taken a stamp and stamped one side of the plastic and colored it in and then added it over a fun abstract background to give a really neat focal that's also interactive. Another art journaling page I've done is creating my sentiment with the plastic. I just hand lettered on the words that I wanted and added it so it is there, but it's not really there. Now for today's project, I have used a paper trimmer to cut out a 3.5 by 5 inch piece of the plastic. Now before we jump into it, I just want to say thank you guys so very much for being a part of my journey. Lots and lots of love going out to you, and don't forget to subscribe, like the videos, and leave me a comment below. Now let's get playing. I'm just going to use a fine piece of sandpaper to sand only one side of this. This is going to help our paint stick to our shiny plastic. It'll take a little bit of that sheen off. Once you have that page dusted off, grab some of your liquid acrylic inks and let's get colorful. I'm adding a bit of gold shimmer here because I think it'll be really pretty, but I want you to keep in mind that the color wheel will come into play with this. Some of our colors might mix together and make brown, so be aware of which colors you stick next to each other when they smush. And speaking of smushing, I have some old paper here that I got from one of my canvases. It's a little piece of plastic, and I'm going to throw this on the top and kind of squish our colors together. Now don't push too much. And now we're going to go ahead and let that dry. Let this dry overnight because I had kid activities and life gets in the way. So I'm going to peel off our plastic here, and some of the inside area is a little bit wet. You can dry it if you use a hair dryer on a very cold setting, but do not use a heat gun because you will melt the plastic and warp it, and that would be no bueno. So I'm ripping this up, and it's okay if some of the paper comes off of it because it'll be easily removed in the next step. To remove that sticky paper, I'm just going to take some water on a paintbrush and paint it over top of that paper and then use my fingernail or even a paper towel and scrub it gently off. Now that all that paper is off the front, let's add some detail into the back. So we have our shiny side and then our painted side, and we want to work on the dull painted side. So make sure that side is facing up. I have this beautiful lacy stencil and I'm going to go ahead and put that, I'm going to line it up where I want it, put that over, and then I'm going to use some iridescent white. Now you could use any color paint that you wanted. Have fun and play, you don't have to do it exactly like me. And I'm going to take that, put it onto the side of my paper here and then use a used, just cut the ends off of those makeup sponges and you can use them until they're little nubs. But I'm going to use that and just push that iridescent paint through the stencil. Once you have that done, go ahead and let it dry. Once our stenciling is dry, oh, you can see that your iridescent adds just a hint of shimmer to it, and I'm loving that. Now to step it up one more notch, we're going to take some black acrylic gesso, and we are going to paint the back of the stenciling that we just did. Now we're still working on the painted side, not the shiny side. Grab that little nub of a sponge again and go ahead and cover the whole back with the paint. The ideas are flowing of all the things that I could do with this little piece once it's done. I would love to see how you guys use your little piece, if it's in your art, on a card, a bookmark, whatever. So be sure to tag me over on Instagram. I am Erin.DeCoste. After 2 coats of paint, I have a beautifully opaque matte black backing. And now for the big reveal. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? It almost looks like a stained glass window from like a cathedral, but a little bit more grungy, and that's totally Erin style. Who would have thought that just by using a simple piece of plastic we could create all of these awesome projects? Now I challenge you this holiday season, when you're getting gifts, to take that packaging and think about how you could reuse it in your art. I would love to see what you guys create. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. From my hands of love to yours, happy holidays.